Hey everybody, welcome to the garden. I hope you're having a great day. Shout out to the lemon and lime lovers and everybody in between. It's time for a crypto highlight video. And remember, if you're interested in any of the services I provide, make sure to check out the links in the description below for the Patreon and Discord. And if you would like for me to highlight an asset for you, be in the Discord and type out the name and ticker of that asset in the crypto stock highlight room. All right, so today we're going to be looking at XDB USDT, so DigitalBits. I'm not familiar with this asset, but wow. Okay, so it's actually been around for quite a while, and I don't know anything about it. So it's been around from 2020, at least on KuCoin. Had a massive run up to nearly $1, came all the way up towards 85 cents, and since then has sold off dramatically, and now it's sitting at about 0.0064. All right, and this actually took out its all-time low. So let's actually put this on log chart just so we can clearly see it. So here's the all-time low that was previous before now. So we have a new all-time low. Well, actually, let's put this on the chart. So let's pop the all-time low. We'll put that on the chart there. Put that in the red, and then we'll actually put the new all-time low on the chart as well. So right there is how we're looking. All right, so we're kind of trading in between those levels, but other than that, there's not that much more information I can see. So let's go down to the weekly, see if there's anything else that's clear. What a major drop here, guys. Not a huge amount of information here. So I don't really pre-look at these charts when you recommend it. I just like to go into them kind of blind, just to kind of give you my raw thoughts. So I don't really pre-record essentially, or like make a script up. When I look at the charts and you're seeing the video, it's usually the first time I'm looking at it. Okay, unless it's an asset that I'm like in my swing trade service, then I'm fairly aware of what's going on. But for something like this, I like to give you my raw thoughts, and hopefully you like that. But looking at the all-time low that's right here, right? Let's actually draw out this trend line here to this swing low and see what we're looking at here. So this is actually pretty interesting to have on the chart. We'll make this black so we know it's off the weekly time frame. This was, I would say, the bull trend line here. So you see, it had it from the all-time low previously, had a nice pop up, retraced back, held it as support, and then had its massive rally. And then since the drop, it came back, and look at the buy up off of that level. It ultimately failed and came breaking down, but you can tell that there's a lot of respect for this trend line at this time. Now, what's interesting about this chart is, though it's dropped so much, I'm not overly bearish on it looking at what I'm seeing here. So this drop was extremely powerful, so much momentum, but now we've slowed down. And look at this rise, guys. Let's go down to the daily, because I don't see anything else on the weekly that catches my eye. Wow, yeah, okay, so this is very interesting. So we're potentially looking at an attempt to have a massive change of character here. All right, so let's mess around with this a little bit. So this is the all-time low. This is the all-time low down here, bounced up. We actually came back above the previous all-time low, and now we're trading just under that level. But we took out quite a bit on this rise. We took out this high pivot here, so the liquidity above this level here has been taken out. And now we're attempting to make this higher low. And look at how this looks. Look at how this price action looks. This is quite bullish potentially, okay? So you have the all-time low right here. And now you look at this rounding bottom here. So if this can confirm up, if we can take out this high wick here, this high pivot, look for a continuation past this level, and look at this huge imbalance to fill out. All right, so we have so many targets to the upside where I think I have to lean bullish here, okay? Even though the rest of the market is fairly bearish, if the market could stay stable for the most part, you're probably going to see a move all the way back up towards this level right here. So that's about 0.0318 to 0.0355. So 3 cents potentially is in the works here. Very interesting. At the more conservative side, you're just looking for a test back up towards this high wick up here. So that's right around this double top level on the daily time frame. So right here, let's go to make that blue. Yeah, so about 0.017. So right around this level here, you may just see that be the actual high target. But if this level should break, this swing high over here, look for this major move towards 3 cents, and then you're really starting to encroach on the weekly level here. So what happens when you lose levels, you lose a formation, you lose a structure? It's very common for price to come back and test that structure as resistance or support, depending if it broke down or up. So it's not uncommon that after you had this massive drop, and this looks like a nice consolidation, there was an accumulation here. You see how this slowly started to grind down as we got towards this zone here. Look at the momentum out that these candles started to lose. It was a lot more steeper here. You see how thick these candles were, but as we came lower, look how thin these candles are. Look how small they are. Dojis everywhere. So that's when you knew the momentum to the downside was starting to wane. And now we're getting a good spread of volume. You can see it in the candles. It's a lot more fuller, and it's always bottoming down like this. It's always rounding here. It's rounding to the upside. Really like what I'm seeing here. So you may want to wait for confirmation for this to get broken out, and you can have a conservative target of around this high here. So you could say it's about the high wick here and this high swing here, or you can try and look for that extension move all the way up to here. Let's actually see what the extension would be. So let's say we have this like double bottom structure. So let's look what the full extension is from this high pivot up here to the low that it made right there. So from this swing low to this swing high, what is the extension? So if we were to break the high here, wow, right towards this fair value gap, right towards the bottom side of this fair value gap. Be on the lookout here. You might see a really nice rise in XDB. Again, I don't know anything about this project. I don't know the volume, so you gotta be very careful as well with that. But potentially you can see something pretty dramatic here. If you're looking to play the move all the way to that fair value gap, you could have a stop loss that goes under the all-time low. Because I mean, if it does break back under this level, it's over, right? Clearly over. You could look to wait for the breakout here. You could try and take a stab now or wherever. Again, I'm not going to give you an exact entry price, but the overall structure, let's just say you wait for the breakout. Let's just say you wait for the break of this monthly level here. You go long, you can pull down. So you're looking to risk 70% of your position. So that's quite a huge percentage. But if this does play out like I see it, even if it goes to the conservative target zone, which is around 0.017, you're looking at a 1.75 that's over 100% move, and then all the way to the fair value gap is a massive mover. I mean, you're talking about 300% plus. So yes, the percentages are high, but you know the risk is pretty high. But relative to the reward, it's a good risk reward. Okay, again, I would recommend spot if you're going to do something like this. And again, I don't know much about this project or anything at all, but I'm very interesting. This looks like the potential of a massive move up, but you're still in a massive downtrend even if you do go up. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Beyond that, do I see anything else? Let's see. Nothing really. This structure here, this consolidation is more bullish than bearish at this point, especially if you have a daily close like this. That's very bullish. If you do start closing under this here, so you can actually draw this short-term trend line right here. So this low, this trend line right here, if you start breaking this ascending trend line, it's probably the end, and you're probably going to see this come down and break the lows. So keep that in mind. Beyond that, you do have this very large trend line, so you can keep this on the chart because this is what will, this trend line is the macro. Oh, it's actually the wrong one. Right here, it's even higher. Yeah, so this trend line here, this won't get broken until the actual macro change of character happens. Okay, and obviously we are nowhere near that, but you may want to keep that on the chart just to have it, just in case you get to there. But as of right now, I mean, the momentum to the downside has really waned. I mean, you can see just how small the candles have gotten, and it looks ready for a nice blast up to grab the liquidity above these levels and fill out some of this imbalance, and then potentially come all the way towards the weekly level, this rising black trend line that was lost, and tested as resistance. So I really like this one. I have to have a bias to the upside, looking at just the daily, but keep in mind the macro chart is still to the downside. Okay, but we are clearly have been coming down and it looks like we're gonna have a bit of a reversal here. Okay. All right, everyone. That's it for XDB. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, if you have any questions, make sure to be in the Discord to let me know. And remember, be patient, be vigilant, and be nimble. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.